I'm Johnny Flores, and you're listening to Metal Gear Resurrections. On this episode, I'm joined with Shaine Smith, Metal Gear historian, podcaster, content creator, and friend of the podcast. I hope you enjoy the episode as we discuss Metal Gear, a little bit of family life, and as always, our intro and outro is by Fingers.
Aww, I kind of miss it. My daughter had a
Yeah.
doctor's appointment. My daughter had a doctor's appointment today, which turned out to be a waste of time because her teacher said some stuff on the paper that contradicted what I said on the paper, and so they're like, "You guys need to get on the same page, or I can't diagnose her."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's great." So, but there were like so many babies there, and I'm just like looking over at Romelia like, "You're so big now."
Yeah, I was gonna say my wife is like into like, I want another one.
Oh no.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know
can't
about
do
that.
it. I can't physically do it. You're like,
You only have
first
one.
First, yeah, I only have one, and I started really late. I'm 38 right now.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. If I do
Don't
it again,
do
I'd
it.
be closer to 40. And then,
Don't do
like,
it.
at that graduation, I'm be like close to like senior citizen.
We did it so early. Like we had our kids at 21 because we knew by the time we were 40 and the kids were out of the house, like we would be free to do whatever we wanted and we'd still be young. So we did that on purpose and it's paying off already, but because we're still like kind of young. So
I'm such a late bloomer. I did everything late in life.
I mean, you're still happy. You look very happy, and I love seeing pictures of your child.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
She brings so much joy into my life. Before I was like, man, I wasn't so happy, but now I'm like, always smiling.
Yeah, she's so
great.
cute.
Thank you. So, Shaine, I finally got you on the podcast.
I'm here.
The one and
I
only.
wanna first off apologize
Yeah.
for blowing you off like
No.
a year ago because I remember
Don't
I
worry.
remember you DMing me and being like, "Do you want to be on?" And I literally just closed the DM. I actually remember it clear as day because I think about it like at least once a week. I just closed the DM and I was like, I can't do it right now, but I can't tell him that because he's so nice and I feel bad. And now that I'm on, like I've said it to the mountaintops, everybody knows I'm on new medication, but like now that I'm on like a better mindset, I should say.
Yeah.
I've been working out more, got on better medication. I have started 5 podcasts of my own. I got more productive and I got more into my element, I would say, like working. I was like, yeah, I need to start reaching back out to people that I blew off. And you were like one of the first ones, like, get me on Metal Gear Resurrections.
And then when you said like, I'm gonna review it, I was like hyperventilating. I was like, oh my god,
Really?
so she's gonna listen to my stuff, and I was like, and then I was like, I'm probably really bad. Like it's gonna be awful. It's like I'm gonna be laughed at. Like, oh no.
No, the episodes I heard were actually really, really good. They were very entertaining. You had a lot of really entertaining people on, and I was actually surprised, not in the bad way. I was pleasantly surprised when I like looked through your episode roster.
Yeah.
And I was seeing big names on there from like, Metal Gear influencers and historians and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, they're growing. They're growing. You guys are like 40 episodes in too. I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you? Like, I know it's me on the podcast, but how's that feel for you? Like almost hitting 50 episodes.
It's like a flash. Like I didn't realize it's been 2 years now. And every time I ask them, I'll DM people and I'll say like, hey, I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot, but it's gonna be a very low key, very laid back interview. Like I'm not gonna pressure anybody to like answer whatever, is hot at the moment kind of thing. I just want to get to know the person in a sense. And yeah, it's been 2 years, and like this is going to be close to 50 episodes now, and it happened so quickly and so fast.
That's so awesome, though.
And it's been really enjoyable because I got to talk to like so many people, and I still continue to talk to them, like text and stuff. But having like those kind of like relationships, like to deepen in the community, I was like, it's been a blast, and I'm just having fun. Like,
you know what that means, though, right?
Talking to people. Yeah, what's up?
On episode 50, I gotta hook you up with David Hayter.
I won't ask him any like dumb questions like before the past.
It might be a while because Delta just got announced and he can't really like talk to anybody right now, which is I think is hilarious. But I think when he can start doing podcasts and interviews again, you should definitely. I can help.
That would be so great, and it wouldn't just be like cookie cutter, but like, so what's it like to read for the legendary character for so many years? Like, no, I would actually think about it and think it thoroughly. And
you definitely should like watch previous, because what I did when I had him on, I've had him on like 3 podcasts. I think that's crazy that he just keeps saying yes, for one. And two, before I'd have him on, I would watch about 40 or like up to 20 to 30 interviews he's already done and write down every question. And then I would go through those questions and be like, what hasn't been asked?
Exactly.
Especially, and so, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, especially since he's a writer, and that was like one of the things like I try to do. I try actually to do screenwriting earlier in my life, and it didn't take, so unfortunately. But it's always been in my back burner. Like, I love writing, and that would be something that I would definitely like ask about. Like,
I think he would love to talk about that. I think he would love to talk, because that is his career. Like, when he obviously he would say this himself when you interview him in the future. I'm gonna say when, because it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make it happen. But when he was talking about, you know, his career and like what his true passions, where his true passions lie, it was screenwriting and movies and TV and like just media. And he moonlighted as Solid Snake. Like, that was a side job. Like, he likes voice acting, he likes acting, he's done a lot of acting jobs, he's done a lot of voice acting jobs, and like at his core he is an actor. But like, I think his passion is screenwriting and creating, you know, media content. And I just think it's crazy when every time I think about that, like, imagine your side hustle being Solid Snake.
I know. That's not even your main gig. That's just like a side gig that like
just extra money. That's gas.
Yeah, extra money, exactly.
That's gas. That's groceries. Solid Snake, thanks.
And I would like to ask, like, I know you probably like been asked this like so many times, but I'll just like reiterate, like, where did you get your start with the series?
So I was 6 years old, and it was 1998. And my dad got Metal Gear Solid for Christmas, and I remember it because he had taken time off. They were in the Marine Corps at the time, my parents, and he had taken time off just to play this game for like a week straight. And for a while, I was 6 years old, so I actually didn't give a shit about it until Solid Snake says "damn" in a video game, and I like perk up, and I'm like, you can curse in a video game? Because every video game I played then was like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, right? Like, you're not hearing anything like that. Or Medieval. I really liked Medieval. And so it's like, I had never heard damn in a video game, and I was like, you can do that? Like, am I gonna get in trouble because you said that? And I was immediately hooked then. Like, just him cursing, Solid Snake saying a curse word, David Hayter cursing in my head got me hooked on Metal Gear Solid at age 6. But I didn't really start studying the game until Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. And that's when I got to play the MSX games for the first time, when they were reimagined. Or you should say remastered, right? If you want to put it in a simpler term. When the MSX games were released with Subsistence, we casually got the game. Like, we got the game, I think, like months after it even came out. This was the era of, you know, the game magazine. So like, you found out, you know, shit was coming out on like forums and the Game Informer, or like another game magazine you were subscribed to. And so I remember walking into my local, I don't think it was GameStop, it was another one, very old one.
Funkoland?
No, it was a very old game store that I don't think exists anymore. If anybody in the comments, please let me know what I'm thinking, because I swear it's gonna come. EB Games.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was an electronic boutique.
Yeah, EB Games. Okay, so I remember walking into an EB Games. I knew it was gonna come to me. I remember walking into an EB Games, and I see the new box art, you know, Naked Snake saluting, this amazing Yoshi Ishikawa art, and it says Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. And I remember like, that's new, because I played Metal Gear Solid 3, and I liked it, but I didn't like take in the story. I didn't really like give my time to it. I was just running through Metal Gear Solid 3, just trying to like, I was one of those people that's like, what the fuck's going on in this game as I'm playing it, because I'm not listening to it, and I'm not compartmentalizing anything that's going on. So when I get my hands on Subsistence, my mom actually lets me get it. First thing I see on the menu is Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. I'm like, ooh, what's this? And so I play like 5 minutes of Metal Gear, hate it. Hated it. But I then went to Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and I liked that a little bit more. I liked it enough to actually look up at the time, and this was like almost impossible back then. Like it was one of those text walkthroughs, like
Okay.
really
Yeah.
long text walkthroughs for Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And I had that up on my big Dell home computer while I'm like sitting on the couch playing, and then I would get up, run to the home computer, read, go back, sit down, play up until like, and I would try really hard not to spoil myself. Like, oh, you're about to see this guy. This is what you have to do to kill him. I'm like, okay. And like I'd run and I would do my best to do it on my own because I wanted to like experience Metal Gear 2. I did eventually go back after beating Metal Gear 2 to play Metal Gear, but it wasn't until I got to the end of Metal Gear 2 because I actually put in the work and I followed the walkthrough, and it got to that line where Solid, like I was actually taking in, I was calling on the codex, I was reading the story, listening to the story, and I was blown away by like, because in my mind I'm like, they pulled this off with this type of technology. Like this game was old as hell and this story is so good. Like how the hell did they do that? And then it got to the line of Snake saying, it doesn't have to be that way, I'm not like you, I love life. And I was like, what the fuck? But in a good way. I was like, it like almost changed my life. And because of that one line, and I know it sounds so cheesy, but because of that one line, I literally played Metal Gear right after 2. And then I got my hands on Metal Gear Solid again. And I already had Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, but I played through Subsistence because I already had it on there. And I replayed the whole series again. But this time I was really listening. So 6-year-old me up until, how old was I? Oh my God, I was a teenager. But like 6-year-old me to teenager me was just playing these games to play them. I liked Kojima games back in the day, but I didn't know it was Kojima. So it was like, I liked Metal Gear, I liked Zone of the Enders, and stuff like that. But it wasn't until Subsistence that I started studying Metal Gear Solid full time.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, your like knowledge of the series and characters and everything is just like so like by far leaps and bounds from what
I don't like to think so. Like when it comes to the story, when it comes to the lore, I think I've got it on lock. But there are some things where just today, Carcinogen, who is a very famous a Let's Player speedrunner, you know, he does a lot of walkthroughs on YouTube. Shout out Carcinogen, love you. He asked me today, he's like, how long is the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 4? Immediately I'm like, 5 hours, but if you've taken the codex, 7 hours. Like I knew that off the bat. And he's like, do the cutscenes count to the in-game timer? And I'm like, So if you ask me technical questions about the game, like how the game works, I'm probably not going to have the answer like right on my head, at the top of my head. But if you were to be like, what year did this guy do this? And I'm like, 1987. Like it's gotten to the point where I had gotten when the wiki was starting to get big, like I would sit on the wiki for hours and hours and hours, days and days and days, and just read. And then it got to the part where I was done with the wiki and I wanted to play the games for myself. So I would replay every Metal Gear game over and over and over and over. And then I got married and I had 2 kids. And I remember I had like an epiphany being like, I'm finally here, because I knew this was the last Metal Gear technically. And Metal Gear Solid V comes out and I have a baby on my chest sleeping while I'm playing Metal Gear Solid V. And I'm like, this started when I was 6 and now here I am with my own kid that, you know, it's come full circle, I feel like. So like I've become my dad that was playing Metal Gear on Christmas. And my daughter at the time like probably hears her first curse word in a video game, because up until then we played Mario on Wii U. Like we weren't really playing video games around her. So Metal Gear Solid V comes out and that all changes. So I became my dad on Christmas 1998.
I was gonna say, like, I kind of chose that game as well to like kind of like pass on to my own kid.
Yeah.
Because what I did was I'll talk about it real quick. But in 2010, like, Mom passed away, and
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And she was the one that, like, you know, we together decided to go on this journey and play these games together because she was the gamer. and unfortunately that would, 4 was the last one. She never got a chance to like see the other games, so I kind of like put it on hold from then on until I had my own daughter. I mean, I bought the games, but I do this like weird thing where like I bought like V, like Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, but never played them. They just stayed on the shelf. I figured, like, I would say to myself, oh, I'll get back to it eventually down the line, and it was go from years and years and years, and then basically 2021 hits, and I have my own kid, and I said, like, I'm on paternity leave. I'm gonna play some games while I'm watching my kid, and I kind of did that and just have her in my lap, and then I'm feeding her and I'm playing at the same time, and just like kind of going through that like journey with her. And I it's like one of those things where it's like I kind of reopened it, because of my own kid. Kind of like I want to do what my mom did. Like she played games with me when I was growing up. I want to do the same thing with my own daughter.
It's like passing the meme on. Like you continue the meme, so it's like the family meme of like passing Metal Gear on, which I think is really sweet. I like that story.
I most of the times, like I used to be like reserved from telling my own stories. I'll always be about like, no, I want to hear more about the guests. Let the guests talk more. Let the guests say more about their story. But little by little, with each person I started talking with, I started like opening up, and it's like sort of like Metal Gear therapy. It's like I'm opening up to the audience and to the person I'm talking with as well.
It's like my favorite thing is like, I don't pay for therapy. I just make another podcast and it's all good because I can just talk to people.
Exactly. And it won't be as expensive as therapy too.
Yeah, I mean, the monthly fee's not that bad. Like $12 a month on Buzzsprout. Yeah, that's substantially less than therapy that I pay for.
I would say, have you played all the games, including
every game,
even the acid ones?
Yes.
Okay, because I haven't come across anybody that play the acids. Like, unfortunately,
I've only played them once.
Yeah,
I've only played them once, and I have like sparse memory, but I know the story, and I wasn't impressed. Like, I get it was a spinoff. I get it.
Yeah.
And I get that, like, I wasn't impressed with Acid 2 and Solid. Like, the clone has a clone. Like, I wasn't, no, thank you. I didn't, sorry to anybody who's a big Acid fan, wasn't impressed. I just didn't like it. But I respect it as a Metal Gear title. But yeah, I've played every game.
And I would say, like, out of all the, it could be anything, like a game or entry. Is there a time where, like, the game or whatever has frustrated you to the point where you just stopped? And was there a time?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Metal Gear Solid 4, where I played that with my dad. And because this was when I was studying Metal Gear, and Metal Gear Solid 4 comes out, and I'm going buck wild because it's like, oh, new Metal Gear, oh yeah, and like, why is Snake old? What's going on? Oh my god, and like, I want to figure this out. And then we get to learn about the accelerated aging and blah blah blah. But we have this thing where we never play. We were very toxic back then, my dad and I, in the gaming sense, where we never played on easy. Like, easy was for casuals. This was early or late aughties. So like, it was it was one of those things where like, oh, you're a casual if you play on easy, blah 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 blah. And this was like before Dark Souls casual sense. This was just like you're lame if you play on easy. So we always played on either normal or hard. So we decided for our first ever playthrough, we were gonna play our hard. And I was like, yeah, why not? Because why not? Because it's Metal Gear. Because up until this point, I was playing on normal for every other Metal Gear, and that was fine for me. But because I was playing with my dad, and my dad's kind of a hard ass, like, but in the best way. Shout out, Dad. We played on hard. And where did we stop? We stopped for like a week at it was one of the B&B. Oh, Crying Wolf.
Okay.
Because we didn't know the stun. There's like the speed running like stun lock method, right? That's actually really popular, and I can pull it off today. But back then we were hunting her the fuck down, and we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And then Shadow Moses also, like, we stopped at Crying Wolf, but we were getting really frustrated with Shadow Moses. It was so cool to go back to Shadow Moses. So fucking cool. My dad and I were like getting so hyped, like, we're going back to Shadow Moses. Oh yeah. But it was so scary because you didn't know where the geckos were.
Yeah.
Because they were like hidden everywhere. And like you'd step on one, you'd come near one, they'd activate, and then you're in a gecko fight. And at the time, we were not investing in Drebin. Like we were just, procuring weapons and not getting ammo from Drebin, but we weren't upgrading our weapons because we just didn't know what the hell we were doing at then. We were just trying to. We have this thing where we get through the game as fast as possible to beat the game, and then we play it again for the story. And we didn't utilize Drebin at all. That was like our biggest flaw. So when we got stuck on Crying Wolf, we ended up replaying from the beginning on normal. And we invested in Drebin, like upgraded our weapons, got better weapons, and was using better things and actually taking our time with the game this time. And then when we got to Crying Wolf, it wasn't that bad of a thing. We actually just took a deep breath and took our time. And I think the other game that made me frustrated, only because it is the only Metal Gear game I've never played because it only came out in Japan on Japanese mobile phones, and it was Metal Gear Solid Social Ops. And I'm so sad I never got to play Social Ops. And I don't know if the package, like the APK package or whatever it's called, is available for Western phones, but like, because you can download the app and like have it work on a phone. Obviously the servers are down, but like the app will work if you have the package. But I don't know if it'll work on Western phones, and I would love to get my hands on a Japanese phone that still has like it downloaded. I highly doubt it does, because I remember before the servers went down, they had a banner up that only congratulated itself for having 10,000 downloads. Only 10,000 people downloaded Social Ops back then.
That's tough.
And it's tough. That was tough crowd. And then they shut down the game right after. And so it's like, I don't think they're ever going to bring it back. And if they do, it'll be a fucking miracle. And I'll be the first one to sign up being like, yep, I'm there. Because I love all of the art that they did for Social Ops and like the specialty cards that they did for Social Ops. I think I have a soft spot for gacha games only because like I like the sense, not the gambling aspect, but I like the sense of like being rewarded with like an S tier character that you really like. And I think Metal Gear Solid as a gacha game is really great, because how fucking awesome would you feel if you got like a 5-star S tier the boss character that you got to play as? And I think that's also why I like gacha games. Is like, I know this isn't Gacha Corner, and I actually don't advocate for gacha games. It's gambling. Don't spend your money on gacha games. But like, if you were to get like the boss and then you get to play as the boss because you unlocked her, I think that like it makes you feel like rewarded. So like other gacha games, I actually quit because I have no connection. Like Genshin Impact, quit it because I'm like, I don't have any connection with these anime things. Like I don't like these anime bobbleheads running around. I don't know them, and I can't connect to them. And I unlock Zhongli and I'm like, okay, this is cool for like an hour. But if I were to unlock the boss in a Metal Gear gacha game, I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it for like a week. And I would constantly be playing that game. Konami, if you hear this, and I'm going to make sure you do, please re-release Social Ops. I want that game. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4, my dad and I had to take like a week break.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, like, I did the same thing, but like for obvious reasons when I played Metal Gear Solid 3, facing the end. And,
oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't, and this was like back when it was first released, it's like, the internet wasn't like what it is today. So it's like, I don't really go into forums and chat rooms to talk to people about it. Like, so it was just like, I just shut the system off and said like, I need a break because I will crack my controller in half if I keep playing.
Don't tell me you got the infamous ending for the end.
Yeah, I literally waited. Like I stopped playing for like almost like 3 weeks, and then came back to it, and then a cutscene started up, and I was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "I'm starting over again," and it's like, "No, he died." And I was like, wow,
he's old.
He's like really. I didn't know something like that would happen, and then like come to find out years later, people figured that out and then start manipulating the system's like calendar. And then I was like, wow. I was like, that's also pretty cool and also pretty messed up. Where it's like I kind of jipped myself on that fight And I
Yeah.
was like,
Did you eventually
damn,
go back and do the end fight?
I
Oh my
did. But
God. So
all
rewarding.
for all these games, I never went on a pacifist run. It was let me sneak around. By the fifth time I get caught, I am just gonna like take the shotgun out and just start mowing down everybody. That's what's gonna happen. It's like it's not the best gameplay, but it's the most explosive gameplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can never do the pass. I don't have the
I
patience
never did
or
the
the
run and gun
know-how.
gameplay. I never could like
Yeah.
pull out the shotty and just light the whole room up. I always played like the
Hmm.
stealth approach. I played it as the game was intended to be played, I guess. If you want, I
Yeah.
put air quotes here for people who are listening. Air intended to be played because I felt like that's how you were supposed to play it. But
Hmm.
Metal Gear is one of those games where it is a choose your own adventure game at its core because that's how Kojima wanted to create his
Hmm.
games was like, you could choose your own destiny type beat. So you can play these games running and gunning and killing everybody, or you can play these games not being seen by a
Hmm.
single soul. It's how you want to play it and how you want to end it. And so I think every way of playing Metal Gear is extremely valid. I don't care if you come to me and be like, the only time I laughed and judged somebody was when MGSV
Hmm.
had come out and everyone's playing MGSV. For some
Hmm.
people, it's their first Metal Gear game. And it's an extremely inclusive game in the sense of anybody can pick up MGSV and play it.
Hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is very tough in the sense of like, it's one of those games where you better know what the fuck you're doing or it's going to spank you. Like
Hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 2 doesn't fuck around. And same with Metal Gear Solid 3 to a sense. Metal Gear Solid 3 is a little bit more accessible, but it's still one of those games where it's like you better know what you're doing. Like you already played Metal Gear Solid, so you know what the fuck's up, right? So start playing and we're not gonna tell you what to do. But Metal Gear Solid V is different.
Hmm.
Lots of hints, the
Yep.
very, very intuitive and accessible UI. The controls are extremely accessible, and everybody can pick this game up and play it. It's for the everyman. It's the everyman's Metal Gear, and for some people, it's their very first Metal Gear. So my husband, he's in the Navy,
Hmm.
and one of his little like officer friends comes up to him, and he's coming home to me laughing about it, and he's like, "I'm playing Metal Gear Solid V, and Snake is covered in blood, and I can't wash it off. I go into the shower, and the blood doesn't come off." And I ask him, and I go, "How are you playing the game? Are you killing people?" He's like,
Mhm.
"I always kill them." And I'm like, "Do you
Oh my
Fulton
God.
any of them?" He's like, "No, I just kill them." And I'm like, "You just went demon mode." I'm like, "How big is the horn on your head?" He's like, "It's huge."
There you
I'm
go.
like, "There you go. Damn, I wonder how that happened. Maybe because you was killing people. You're a literal demon."
I was gonna say for that game, I decided to build a nuke, and
Oh no.
didn't realize you go into demon mode when that happens.
You immediately go into demon mode if you
Yeah.
build the nuke.
I can see, like, I'm like, you're like, all right, it's gonna take. I think it's like when you started, I think it's like 3 hours or something. I don't remember what it was. I was like, all right, it's counting down, it's counting down. It's like, all right. And I'm literally going like, all right, 20 seconds left, and I'm counting down with it. And I go like 10, 9, and such and such. And when it hits 1, it goes like, all right, it's done. I exit the screen, and it's like, bong. He's like,
Oh,
lighting up. And I was like, I just like froze. It's like, oh my God, like I didn't realize that would happen.
oh yeah.
No, what did I do?
The proliferation of nukes, Johnny.
And I was like, I'm just following what Big Boss would have done.
The proliferation of nukes.
Oh my God. And then like my wife walks in, he's like, did your character blow up? And I was like, no. Like, no, he's not, he's alive. It's just this is a permanent
Did your
blood.
character blow up?
Like this is
Looked like you got in a fight with the skulls like right after.
Oh my God. Out of all the games, it was like for me for 2 moments, 2 was the most stressful.
2 was
'Cause
very stressful.
Well, the way the gameplay was, and especially at the end with like battling all those rays, of all the whole game series, I've never been so stressed out. Even going back to the MSX games, were a little bit tougher, but not as stressful. For some reason, 2 just hit me that way. And the only
2.
time, yeah,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
and
Finish
the
your
only
thought.
time afterwards was the skull units.
Yeah.
That was the only time I would get
Skulls?
stressed.
Skulls stress me out a little bit unless you know how to handle them. And
Exactly.
like it's there's very easy ways to cheese the skulls and get them to behave the way you want them to, like specific weapons. If you know you're about to go up to, like if you're playing it for the very first time and you don't know you're about to go up to the skulls, it's an oh shit moment. Like
Yeah.
I did not bring the loadout I was supposed to. So now you're standing there at, LZ, like shit, like on your iDroid, like give me the rocket launcher, give me the grenade launcher, give me like, like
Mm-hmm.
ordering shit. And then, but like if you know you're about to go up against the skulls, you have the right loadout, you get D horse, not
Mm-hmm.
quiet. And then you go into the mission knowing exactly what you're going to do. The skulls aren't that bad. But
No.
with the Metal Gear Ray fight, I see so many speedrunners. I envy the speedrunners that can like do the Metal Gear Ray fight with such grace and speed, because I look like a fucking flailing fish every time I do the Ray fight in Metal Gear Solid 2. And it's so hard for me. And I remember the first time I did it, it took me like a day, like a dedicated day to beat that sequence. And I also died a lot in Fish and Mailed because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Did I die? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like when Fish and Mailed would come up, because I was so distracted by it, I would get shot up. And I was like, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And like, it was, and then of course, Crazy Colonel and I'm pregnant, Jack, your baby. Like that shit. I was like, what what the fuck is going on? This was before I'm studying Metal Gear, so like I'm not really taking in the story, and all this crazy shit's happening, and I'm like, am I dead? Like like, is this the afterlife? I don't know what's going on. And then Snake comes out of nowhere. I'm naked. I'm just like, it's just like, it's crazy. And I also love telling people the allegory of that even though Big Shell is the simulation of Shadow Moses, it's more of an accurate simulation of N313, because, you have Raiden, who's the rookie. He's the rookie Foxhound member that goes in and finds the seasoned soldier, Solid Snake. And even though he was sent in to die, he was sent in to fail. He eventually comes out on top and surpasses the outer heaven, or surpasses his enemies, right? And wins. Also coming up against his father, right?
Oh yeah.
And so you got N313 when you have a rookie Solid Snake meeting the seasoned Gray Fox, then he was sent there to die, and he comes up against his father in the end. And it's just like people always latch on to like, oh, Big Shell is Shadow Moses. I'm like, it's literally outer heaven.
I was gonna say, I didn't even think about that until you pointed it out that it's also Jack fighting his dad, his adopted father. I was like, oh, that's right. I was like, why didn't I remember that or think about that?
The song that plays when you fight on top of Federal Hall is literally called Father and Son, and it's just so good. It's probably one of the best tracks in the whole game. And like it's the whole thing. Like you can still see Shadow Moses allegories everywhere, but if you're squinting, if you look hard enough, if you open your third eye, I guess, it's very N313 based as well.
And I was gonna say, let me ask you, when was a time where I would say it could be, a game character or storyline like that, somewhere in the series, it brought you like joy, like just like elated joy going through it?
I would say when we were playing, our third playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 4, when I played on easy and I took my time through the game, this is when I knew all of the bosses. I knew where to go, but I was taking my time running through the game and like interacting with NPCs, because you can give the militia, rations. You could interact with some of the NPCs. There's different paths to take. The game is linear, but it's still very open in the sense of like you could really run around and see what's around. The Metal Gear Solid 4 wants you to look around. It wants you to shoot at things, just like in South America when you go into the mansion and you shoot a picture down and there's a picture of an idol behind it, right? Or if you go on the bed and lay down and look up, the camera pans and you see an idol. And an idle picture, and it's like it wants you to look around, it wants you to find things, it wants you to shoot things and mess with stuff so you can see what's under it, what's around it. And I took my time with Metal Gear Solid 4 on my third playthrough, and that's when I saw and really took in the Easter eggs, the I sat down and I didn't blink like through the cutscenes. I did blink, but you know what I mean. Like I did not avert my gaze on the cutscenes, and I really took them in. And I
Mm-hmm.
saw a lot of, the Shinkawa art and the references to older games. Um, Raiden and Naomi and Mei Ling and like all these old characters that are older now have come back and forth. It feels like the big, of course, it is the big grand finale, but it really did feel like at the time like the finale. It felt like everybody came together to end it because I didn't expect Metal Gear Solid V to ever come out ever. So like I was like, this is it. This is awesome. So I remember just knowing Snake wasn't going to die because I'd seen the cutscene twice already. Like when Snake goes to Arlington and blows brains out in the Gene meme, and Big Boss shows up and he's like, good, don't go yet. You want to live. And it was, I think that was the third playthrough was when I really looked at that cutscene and I was like, wow, like this is a lot. And I love it. Like this is everything I wanted. Was like, because then you remember N313, you remember FO14, you remember the nightmares that Solid Snake went through, the inaccuracy, the anxiety Snake had about Big Boss in general. Liquid, hiding out in Alaska, feeling like he's like the only man left, and then finding out he's a clone. On top of everything else, and then it all ends here, and that's when I felt the most joy, where I was like, everybody came together and finally was able to reconcile and realize that they did wrong in these parts and they didn't want to repeat history in these parts. And so I really, really enjoyed the ending of 4. And then I would say the Red Band trailer for Metal Gear Solid V. Oh my God, when the Red Band trailer came out, I was jumping off the walls. I think there's like over like there's millions of views on that trailer alone on YouTube, and I'm half of them. I love that trailer. I love that trailer. The Red Band trailer is so good.
I would say like, I was gonna like pick your brain a little bit. Because this is like the one question I get from a couple of people when I talk to them. Who do you think killed Master Miller when he was at his home?
Ocelot, and I'm not budging on this because on the end call of Metal Gear Solid V, he goes, this is like right after they get Eli, so they know of the twins. Like Miller knows of the twins, and of course Ocelot already knew, but this is after they get Eli, and he reveals to him, Venom's not boss. Boss is off doing Foxhound shit and hot girl shit. And, like, we're going to have to support him. Miller says, go to hell. And Ocelot says, if you turn your back on he doesn't say this, but in a sense, he says, if you turn your back on the boss, I'm going to have to take care of you. Yeah. And like, that solidifies to me that, Liquid probably put out the hit, but, because Liquid knew of the codec frequency to call Snake. He was probably had the information that Miller was going to be part of the team, and put out the hit. And Ocelot said, "I got it, boss."
Yeah, I was going to say like that's the same way with me. Like I'm on the belief that it's Ocelot, because especially when the way like it was kind of described, where like he died at his home, and I kind of like believe that like it was, I mean, you're always on guard, but like to be done at your own home, you must have like relaxed yourself at a moment for seeing somebody of your past that you once were, comrades together, in a sense.
It has to be, because with Liquid, the only way I can see Liquid having done it was like, and I can't even see it because like Liquid, no, I can't even see it. I can't even compartmentalize that, because Liquid, there's no way Liquid would have done it himself. One, he was the leader of Foxhound at the time, and he wasn't going to get his own hands dirty in that aspect. He was going to send one of the cronies to do it. And at the time, Revolver Ocelot was presenting himself as a crony. He was presenting himself as a gooner, like, yes, boss, you got it, boss. almost perfect the way it's set up. Yes, boss, you got it, boss. I'll go kill this guy, boss. And then he shows up in Miller's home, and they probably had a chat.
Yeah.
I want to say they probably had a chat, and then he kills him.
Yeah, I mean I'm with you in the same boat, and you know, I'll be remiss if I didn't ask you, what do you think of all what do you think that all was revealed at the PlayStation Showcase? Like, what went through your mind?
And Delta?
Yeah, for Delta.
So I'm sitting on the couch with my husband. I'm sitting on the couch with my husband, and I see the ants. And do you know the video game Grounded? So for those listening, Grounded is a video game where you play as a tiny human and you can fight bugs, and it's known for its scary spiders, right? So like you're very tiny, you're like the size of a tiny pebble, and you can fight spiders and bugs. So I see the ants on the trailer, and I'm like, is this Grounded 2? Like, and then I see the dead tree frog, and I blurt out verbatim, "Oh, you feed on a tree frog?" And then, of course, the parrot picks it up and flies away. And then I see the parrot. I stand up at this point. I'm on my feet, and I'm just staring. And my husband's like, "Sit down." But then Snake comes out of the weeds, and I start screaming. And I'm talking at the top of my lungs, screaming. And then I run into the kitchen, grab my phone, and I start the Twitter space. I literally within seconds of Snake coming out of the weeds, I was already in a Twitter space screaming, and like 70 people showed up.
Yeah, it's like that's the moment. It's like, you know, this shit's going down. Like,
yeah,
we all want to talk about it. Like, what's
I had
what's
to
on
be there.
our
I
minds?
went nuts.
Oh man,
What were you doing?
I was watching it on my TV, and I wasn't even paying attention until, like, you know, listen, I'm like, okay, like, I start hearing the trailer. I'm like, what is that sound? Because I can hear like almost like tropical rainforest. So like, I look up, and I literally like just flip my phone in the air and just say, "Are you fucking kidding me? You do this today to me of all days?
Of all days.
Come
Of all days.
on.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna out my source, but I actually knew it was coming. But so that's why I was like, everybody fucking breathe on Twitter.
I know, and all I could think about was like, now all the hucksters are going to be like, see, I was right. I'm like,
no, I had over 10 DMs that night being like, you owe me an apology because Delta got announced and I knew about it. When my actual credited source who told me it was coming, and I didn't say shit. And I was like, you got your source from like a 4chan like blockchain user that like can't even be verified, and it's a rumor. Like, I don't want to hear it. You literally been throwing darts, and it finally landed on the bullseye, and you want an apology. I just blocked them all.
Exactly. I started doing that. I spoke to you, like, I'm no longer talking to people. I'm no longer fighting with people online. I'm just hitting.
I just block them. Yeah, I
mute,
just block them.
Mute, block. Like, I'm done.
I think I know I'm known for that. For like last year, I was very vehemently against journalists, and people were like quoting me in journalist shit, like wanting me to interact with these people because they knew I was hot-headed. And I'm guilty of not controlling my emotions very well. I'm actually going to therapy for this right now. My emotions get the best of me, and I'm a very emotional person. If you say something mean to me, I'm going to react, and I hate that about me. And but I've been doing very well of like people saying mean things to me, and I just either block them or I mute them, you know, I ignore them. And I've been moving on with my day, and I've been like letting the rumor mills go, right? I've been letting them do their own thing, and I get it, right? I get it. You and I get it. I run 3 blogs. I have 5 podcasts. I have to run ads on my fucking site so I can get a check to feed my kids. Like, that's how the world works. So they have to run the rumor mill to get people on their site to click on the ads so they can get a check and feed their kids and put gas in their car. I get it. But at the same time, like back then, and even still now, like I still think it now, like my perception hasn't changed. It's just, it's scummy. It's untruthful and scummy to project a rumor as truth and then get paid to do it. It's printing money. I get it. It's printing money when you do stuff like that. And is it money that, I mean, I don't care what you do with it. Like, if you had a family to feed, then go ahead. But at the same time, like, I'm still gonna think it's scummy. Like, it's just wrong to take a rumor that you heard off 4chan or a forum that's been around for like a month or something like that and be like, oh, it's totally coming because this source said and Kojima said in 2012. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of just really over it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like as soon as but even before the showcase, I was done with, like, you know, saying, like, you know, stop spreading rumors, blah 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 kind of thing. And I was just like, you know what? That's not journalism. That's not being a journalist. It's being a gossip columnist. That's like, back in my day, the page 6 in the newspaper was the gossip column, that kind of thing. And I was saying, like, you know,
that's actually extremely true how you said that. Yeah, like, because we just call them hucksters. We were just calling them bitches.
Oh my god!
And then gossip columnist is like really good
because, like, it's just like, you know, they're just saying, like, they found something on some Reddit, or like you said, like, what was it, 4chan? I was like, all right, that's not real.
They were so starved for Metal Gear news. They would just take anything. And now, like, I can't escape Delta news.
It's everywhere.
Like, yeah, any voice actor breathes and there's a new Game Rant article being like, Paul Eiding said this. And it's like, shout out Paul Eiding, I love you. I need you on Shadow Moses Cafe one of these days. And you too, Johnny, you're coming on Shadow Moses Cafe.
What will be the topic of conversation?
Well, we are going to have to figure that out because we want to get through like the first 10 episodes before we bring on guests. But we definitely want you to, because we want to establish Shadow Moses Cafe again. And I think you were there from the beginning, like in 2001. And I think we moved a little too fast. To be honest, Jorn, wherever you are, I love you very much. And I hope if you're listening to this, you're doing well. Jorn and I, we were editing our own podcast. We were releasing once a month. And they were like 2-hour episodes. We felt like, oh, this is good enough because the episodes are 2 hours long. Yeah. And I realized now that I've studied and listened to a lot of podcasts and I've made my own podcast since then, nobody wants to listen to a 2-hour video unless they're like extremely dedicated. Like the casual listener that wants to listen to a lore cast, doesn't know anything about us, and they see a 2-hour video, they're going to get intimidated and they're like, I can't commit to this right now because, well, X, Y, and Z. So I was like, okay, we're going to do weekly podcasts at 45 minutes. Okay. Right. But back then, you know, and you, like I said, I want to thank you for your continuous support for Shadow Moses Cafe. You were like our #1 supporter, and I want to thank you so much. And the Patreon was a mess. The way I was doing notes was a mess. And like people were paying for stuff that could have been free. And it is going to be free now. Like notes are free. I'm putting them in a blog, a dedicated blog on the Mother Base Network website. After every Shadow Moses Cafe episode drop, a blog post will go up with the notes, and you can download the notes and deliberate on them as much as you want for your own episodes or reference. And then behind the scenes stuff goes straight on the Instagram now. Like, we're going to take pictures, just put it on the Instagram. You don't have to pay for any of that. I just felt like it was cumbersome because back then we were like, oh, we got to get paid. Yeah. But now I just want to fucking make Shadow Moses Cafe.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
I just want it back, baby. That was my baby. Like, I came to Joran for Shadow Moses Cafe, and I'm like, I have this idea. And so I'm really happy to have the cafe back. And yeah, I'm going a little hard on marketing and I'm going a little hard on merch, but it's all because, you know, I'm not going to go off on like how much I pay, but I do pay a substantial amount a month for my editor, for the website, for Buzzsprout, just to keep the lights on. And I want to make the most compact and quality podcast for Metal Gear anyone has ever heard. Like, I've listened to every Metal Gear podcast on, like, every Metal Gear dedicated podcast on Apple iTunes. And I can say without a doubt, with certainty, other than yours, Shadow Moses Cafe will be like the most premier Metal Gear podcast. Like, this is where you have to go to get your lore. And But that's why I was also really enjoying listening to Metal Gear Resurrections for the past couple days. I went to the gym. I was doing a lot of driving. Oh my God, you really helped me out with deadlifts on the other day, and it was really really funny. I really like because you were talking about like bringing up the shotgun and just like shooting the whole room. And I remember like one of the previous episodes, you were also reiterating that, being like, I just clear the whole fucking room out. It was so funny. So I thought that was really funny that you brought that up again, because I remember listening to that and I was like, oh my God. Because I was doing deadlifts and I'm like, there's no fucking way. And I really like the episodes. I'm actually still getting through. I'm listening from 40 down, so I'll eventually get to episode 1, or like your skits and your trailer. But like I'm listening from most recent to earliest, and I'm loving it so far. I love Metal Gear Resurrections. I implore anybody who's listening to this episode because of me to listen to the rest of Metal Gear Resurrections, because it's fun. Tons of really good guests on here. It's so fun, and I think what you've curated here is really special, because it's kind of like you picked up after I did Mother Base podcast, which and I'm not saying like, oh, you picked up after me, like I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like I tried to do Mother Base podcasts where I brought somebody on every week as the guest, like it was an interview style show, but I was in such a bad place that I couldn't, like mentally, I couldn't continue with it, and I just ghosted everybody, and I stopped doing it. But then you made Metal Gear Resurrections like right after, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. More Metal Gear podcasts. And now that I'm in a good place, I'm so happy to catch up on Metal Gear Resurrections. I'm happy to catch up on Kojima Frequency episodes I missed. And I'm just happy to, like, I put you on in the background when I'm washing dishes, when I'm sitting here doing notes. I'm writing the notes for Metal Gear right now for Shadow Moses Cafe for episode 3. And those are going well. We're already 3 pages in. Nice. And we're not even to the plot yet. So, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. I also want to say that the notes for Big Boss is 8 pages long. And we didn't even cover Naked Snake. Wow. So that will be free to download for anybody. But yeah, I just wanted to say, first I wanted to, again, apologize for blowing you off a year ago. But I also want to say thank you so much for letting me still come on and talk with you, because talking with you is so fun. Because like, you're just such a fun person to be around, and you're always like so positive and happy, and I love being around people like that. So like I consider you like one of my number 1 good friends. Like on my MySpace, you're in my top 8.
Nice. For people that remember MySpace.
Yeah, shout out MySpace.
Like, and I was gonna say, Shaine, like, how long has it been since I've like crossed paths with you? It's been like 3 years, right?
I started doing Good Morning Metal Gear Nation 3 years ago, like at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, so that's when I started seeing you.
Yeah,
I started my feed.
The way all social media works is it rewards consistency. So for anybody who is thinking like, how can I grow it took me 3 years to do this, by the way. You don't grow your social media overnight. You don't grow your following overnight. If you're going to start a blog, if you're going to start a podcast, be ready for the long haul, because this shit takes a while. So the way social media works is it rewards consistency. So I tweeted Good Morning Metal Gear Nation every morning, and it didn't take off at first. Like for months, nobody gave a shit. Barely got any likes, nobody cared. And then one day, like all of a sudden I would get like 20 likes on Good Morning Metal Gear Nation. People started following me. And then now I pull thousands of likes a day on Good Morning Metal Gear Nation. And like people are like, my day doesn't start until I see this tweet. Like people have
for so many people
have alerts on for me for Metal Gear Nation, and I'm that's crazy.
And I would say, like, since finding that Good Morning Metal Gear Nation post, I was like, I have to follow this person, because I went through like your feed and I was like, she's just like all about like the community and positivity, and that's what I was looking for. Because like when I first started with like going online with like Metal Gear community, I was like in the other tail end where it's like the gun fanatics and like I was like, no, I don't want these people. Let me steer away. Like, I need to find other people in this community, kind of thing.
The fun part about Metal Gear that I feel like I curated was I gave a lot of people who deserved a voice. And I'm gonna kind of toot my own horn here a little bit, but like there are a lot of people that are known now that I
Mm-hmm.
boosted up back then, and I'm not gonna say their names because they deserve their recognition now.
Mm-hmm.
I will say one name, and that's Apache Smash, who was
Mm-hmm.
who was he is a speedrunner, but he was like um he didn't have a lot of followers back then, and
Mm-hmm.
people weren't really interacting with him until I started shouting his name out and being like, oh, everybody go watch Apache Smash. I'm watching Apache
Mm-hmm.
Smash right now. Apache Smash is so funny. I was reblogging or retweeting all of his stuff, and now he has like 5,000 followers or more, and he's like a pillar of the Metal Gear Twitter community.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to me the other day. Sorry, Apache, if this is like shouting you out a little bit, but he came to me the other day and be like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here in Metal Gear space like I am. And I'm like, I was happy to do it. I would do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I didn't know you, I'd do it again. Anybody that comes to me that's like, oh, I want to be part of Metal Gear Twitter, but I don't know what to do, just come to me. Like, I'm ready to help, and I'm not gonna charge you anything to do it. Like, I'll shout you out, I'll tweet you out, I'll help you out. Like, I want everybody in Metal Gear community to be comfortable and be able to talk with each other. And that's why I spent thousands of dollars booking voice actors, befriending voice actors, developers, localizers, to not only get information to share with the rest of the community, but to also foster that relationship with the fan and like the developer or the localizer or the voice actor. So many people have gotten to talk to David Hayter because I invite him to my spaces and he just shows up, and like 20 people get to talk to him, and it changes their lives. Because I talked to somebody the other day who said like they got their first voice acting gig because they talked to David Hayter in one of my spaces and decided to start voice acting, and now they got their own voice acting gig in like a show that is going to air on actual television. And I'm like, that's fucking incredible that I was like the catalyst for that. And I sit back and I'm like, I feel like that one meme where it's like, I'm just the bitch that makes the biscuits. Like, that's how I feel every day. But like, I understand that I've touched the lives of a lot of people, and it's a little overwhelming to think about, but I'm very grateful and blessed and fortunate that I am in the mindset, even as I was when I was depressed and anxious and could barely function. I was still in a mindset online and with the community that I could foster hope and love and care and compassion. So I love the Metal Gear community. It's like my second family, and I would do anything for it. And anybody that's listening that is in the Metal Gear community or wants to be in the Metal Gear community, my doors are open. There's a seat at the table for you. Like, you can come to me. So I should probably open my DMs again, like because like, well, people were sending me really inappropriate stuff. So like I closed my DMs, but like honestly, like at me, it's totally fine. At me, Shaine, I want to DM you. I'll follow you. And we can DM, or I'll just DM you. It's totally fine. I want to make sure everyone's comfortable. So yeah, when it comes to Metal Gear Twitter, I kind of treat it like a second job. But it's a good job. It's like it's like something I have to do. It feels like an obligation. It feels like a responsibility. So, but a good responsibility, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand, like, you know, where you're coming from. Like, you know, it does feel like a secondary job, but as long as you enjoy what you're doing, and it's not like starting to like weigh down on you, like that just that can hurt you. But like, yeah, if you're enjoying it, like, all for it. That's what I love it. People,
I wouldn't trade this for the world. The fact that like I can talk about Metal Gear all day. Do I get paid for it? No, I don't care. No. Though I don't care. I don't care that I'm not getting paid for it. I get to talk about Metal Gear all day, and people are listening. Like, people actually care about what I have to say, and that means the world to me, because I was so passionate about this series since I was a teenager, and people are finally listening to me. Like, I feel seen, I feel heard, and I want to give that to other people who want to feel seen, who want to be validated by David or Christopher Randolph or anybody else that I am fortunate to have in my spaces, who want to feel like they have a say in headcanon and stuff like that. Like, I want people to feel important too. Like, Metal Gear's for everybody. Metal Gear is for everybody. The whole game is literally centered around you are the protagonist. So why wouldn't it be for you? So you can make it yourself. Like you can make it for yourself. And I want to support that as well.
And I was gonna say, like, when you were talking about like when you were doing Mother Base, I was just gonna say, like, from then on, like, I had this going, but I wasn't really doing much with it.
Yep.
And it was up until I started, after I talked with you for that episode, I said, like, to myself, like, I gotta do something with this, and I gotta figure it out along the way. And I was always saying to myself, like, I hope, because after what went down with you, I was like, I hope Shaine doesn't think like I was biting on her. And
no,
just took her stuff and ran with it, because I hope she never thinks that, because like that's not what I intended it. And I would say, like, after talking with you, and then talking with Clint, and he kind of like, you know, basically like joined with me and like kind of like got me going. From then on, it was like, you know, I want to talk to all these people that I see online and get to know them a little bit. Just a little tidbit of their life that involved Metal Gear, and it's been a joy. And I
can tell.
And I also want to thank you, because I feel like you were a catalyst of it. Like it was a start, and you sparked it. And
you're gonna make me cry.
I'm about to cry. And that wouldn't be the first time I cried in the podcast, by the way. I've cried multiple times. But you know,
I got contacts and you're making me cry.
You know, that's why I was saying, like, you know, I conversate with you, like, I can't thank you enough for the shout outs and everything. It's like that's the kind of stuff like that really basically makes my heart swell. Like,
you know, it makes me happy to do it too, right? Like I know that it makes you happy. It makes me happy to do it. And I will do it every time. Every episode that comes out, you blast out, I'm retweeting it. I'm quote tweeting it. It's not a problem to me. It's nothing to me. It means a lot to me that you put the episode out, but it's nothing to me to retweet that. And people are like, with the following you have, you could not do that. You could do all this other stuff. I'm like, no, I've got fucking friends that I love, that I don't care how many followers I have. I'm gonna retweet what I want. I'm gonna tweet what I want, and it's always gonna be in support of my friends and, you know, other people that deserve it. Yeah, I think when you started Metal Gear Resurrections, in the back of my mind, I was like, did I inspire him? Because I was like, you know, oh, this came out of nowhere, but I like it. I'm down to clown. But like as it kept going, you know, like I was keeping up with you, even though I was having my little episode there, but I was keeping up with you, and I was like, oh, hey, he's serious. And I'm kind of inspired by you too. Like, not kind of, I am inspired by you, because like when I finally caught up with Metal Gear Resurrections and I saw there's 40 fucking episodes, I was like, this he wasn't playing. Yeah, I'm like, I want that for Shadow Moses Cafe. I want us to get to like 50 episodes and like do a 50 episode special and blah 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 blah, and like I want to be like Johnny, because he made it.
I was gonna say, and I can see it in your face, and I can hear it in your voice. Like I can see like you also like have like you got that going for yourself as well. Like, you know, I can see that coming to fruition. Like, you know, and you know, I've been a follower like from the previous iteration, and now to this newly repackaged Shadow Moses Subsistence Edition, and I'm gonna be doing the same thing like what I was doing before. Like I'm gonna be liking, retweeting, quote tweeting, commentating, spreading the news. Like, hey, you gotta listen to this podcast. Like, because you know what it is. Like, what else is out there right now that is lore based for Metal Gear?
Pod Sans Front.
Yeah, I would say that. Like, but at this juncture, like there's nothing that's like.
I get that. Yeah,
right
like
now,
Metal Gear
like,
Mondays was a thing, and Pod Sans Front. I was on Pod Sans Front for an episode, and I love that podcast. Really good lore cast. They're extremely clinical about it, and I love it. I love that they're very linear. Like, he has a script and everything. It's great, because so like you can really follow along, and you can still say what you want, but at the same time, like, it's very clinical and curated. It's really good. Really like Pod Sans Front. Shout out Manu. When it comes to lore casts, like I think I got inspired when I listened to a Fallout lore cast, because I really like Fallout. I'm not a big lore guy on Fallout, but I like the idea of Fallout. I like the aesthetic, and I like the vaults, like how every vault is different. And so I was like, oh, I'll listen to this Fallout lore cast and I'll see what I learn. And I'm like, I can do this with Metal Gear. And so it was because of the Fallout lore cast. I was like, I'm gonna do this with Metal Gear. I'm gonna give it a cute name because I'm cute, and I want to just like make it fun. So I was like, oh, what about a cute cafe at Shadow Moses? So Shadow Moses Cafe came to fruition, and now we're back, baby. Shadow Moses Cafe Podcast Subsistence is back, and we're not going fucking anywhere this time as long as the Adderall keeps running. As long as I can keep getting my Adderall prescription, this podcast will never end. And I do not plan on running out anytime soon.
Nice. I was just gonna say like a quick like discussion with you. MGS Con.
Yes.
I was talking with Amanda like I think like a year and a half before she even announced it, and I was just telling her like, you know, I was almost like DMing her like every like at least once a month because I didn't want to bother because I knew like, listen, you're very busy. I'm just gonna like DM you like every month, like basically inspirational stuff like, you got this, Amanda, keep going, don't be discouraged.
That probably really helped her.
And then Clint again kind of like pulled me out because, you know, I got injured in November. And I was just like, you know, really depressed and at home, and he kind of pulled me out saying like, you know, hey, I've been talking to Amanda, let's do sort of like these live stream things we're thinking about. And from then on it's like, yeah, just keep going with it. And I was really excited when it got the funding, and I was like, yes.
Oh my god, yeah, it was great when that finally happened.
Yeah, and I told her like, listen, you get the funding, I am gonna buy those tickets, and I'm gonna be like one of the first few people off the flight, waiting at the hotel, be like, when is she here? Let's mingle.
All I can say right now is I need to figure out childcare for the day because I plan on driving up for the day and spending the day at MGS Con. But I need to figure out childcare, and I've got some people on the back burner for babysitting for that. But I plan on driving up to LA to the hotel and hanging out with everybody, because if I miss this, I would never forgive myself. Like, so many people are going that I have to meet, that I have to see. And I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice to like not go. So I'll be doing my damnedest to get adequate childcare for the day, because I'm going to be gone like all day, and I don't want my kids to feel like I'm abandoning them. But like, because I feel bad about that, but at the same time, like, I feel like I can't miss this, and I can't take them up to LA. Like, it's too much.
That'd be too much. It'd be too overwhelming, I would think.
Yeah, like my son, you know, he's autistic. I'm autistic as well, but like he's very like, does not like loud noise, and it's LA. Like, I'm not doing that to him. So and we don't know how loud it's going to be at MGS Con, even though like it's going to be great either way, but like I have to put my children first. So when I figure out adequate childcare, I will let everybody know like when I'll be there for sure.
Because it was one of those things where it looked like, oh no, it might not happen. And when it did, and I said to myself, like, I have to go because like, I don't know if there's going to be another one. Yeah. And like you said as well, like I would also be like not only pissed, but also like sad that like,
it's like you missed out. Yeah.
Exactly.
FOMO.
Like, I never, went to like the conventions. I never went to like to the gaming expos or anything like that, or even to E3. Like, even when I was out there in California for like some of those times where like events were there, and it was like one of those things where like I missed out a lot of it. Because I was like either working or like, I was too young to go by myself. I didn't have the money. And so I was like, no, I'm an adult now. I have to go. Yeah. Like, just to experience it and also get to see the people.
It feels like an obligation. It's a mission.
Yeah.
It's a mission at this point. And we have to stay loyal to the mission. Yeah, but I plan on feeding a lot of people while I'm there, because I promised dinner for a lot of people that bought the ticket. And I'm happy to do it. We're going to eat very lavish food. Wear a tux. So
yeah, I know you said that. I was like, I have a suit, but now I'm thinking like I could actually just rent a tux and just like show up. It's
so funny you can just rent a tux, because like girls are expected to buy their dress, but you can rent a tux.
Sense.
I mean, you can rent a dress, but at the same time, like, girls are expected to buy it and like have it, but men can rent a tux. I just don't get that.
I could probably buy it.
Don't buy the tux if you can rent it. Don't buy the tux.
But then what would I do with it afterwards? It'd be really weird.
Exactly. What am I doing with the dress? I got that famous strawberry dress in my closet that I'm not doing anything with because like one, I can't fit into it. And two, like I wear it like once and it's got glitter everywhere. And I got on my husband's like service uniforms and he was so mad.
Oh my God.
He's like going to work in like NWUs like with glitter all over. He looked like he just got out of the strip club. It's so funny.
Yeah, I actually ran out of topics and things to ask you about now.
That's totally fine. It's actually, I promised my husband that I would be done by 7 because I don't know if you're going to cut this out at all, but I promised my husband it'd be done by 7 because I have to make dinner because I'm a housewife. But I did promise dinner, so I gotta make that. And then, but I was so all day I was like, "Ooh, I get to talk to Johnny on Metal Gear Resurrections. I get to be on Metal Gear Resurrections." I was so excited, and I was listening to your podcast at the hospital, like waiting and everything, and just like getting ready to talk. And I think I said a pretty healthy amount of what I wanted to say. And I'm very, very happy and pleased and blessed that I got to talk to you today.
I'm glad and thankfully you came on the podcast. You know, it's almost like a dream come true in a sense.
Really?
Yeah, like I've been wanting to talk to you for a while.
Seriously. I'm not good with compliments. I can't take this.
I'm not good with compliments either. I would have time people compliment me, and I'll be like dead frozen, but like, you talking to me?
You playing? You dead ass?
But yeah, like, you know, I was like just like basically going like, all right, I have to like sound somewhat professional when I talk to Shaine. Let me not be a bumbling idiot.
Oh, don't.
I said to myself.
I am a bumbling idiot. Like, you look up bumbling idiot in the dictionary, and there's like a picture of me like falling down the stairs at Met Gala, and it's like, you know how chill I am. I'm as laid back as it comes. Like, you did not have to worry, and I think you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
I think you're gonna do an even awesome job when you come on Shadow Moses Cafe for your interview.
Nice.
And we will definitely like message you and be like, oh, here's the topic, and then, you know, you'll come on and we'll obviously talk about the topic and talk about you and stuff like that. And then you're gonna plug my podcast as much as you want in SMC. I want, because I did that and I feel bad that I just kept saying, hey, listen to Shadow Moses Cafe.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say that. I was like, hey, by the way, viewers, listen to Shadow Moses Cafe podcast.
Please listen to Shadow Moses Cafe podcast. Please listen to Shadow Moses Cafe podcast.
I should just have that subliminally, like a clip of that going like constantly in the background with the music. That's what I'm thinking.
Listen to Shadow Moses Cafe.
I want people to listen to your podcast.
Huh?
It's like I want people to listen to your podcast. So plug away, Shaine. Plug away on all of your podcasts.
I feel bad. Like before Shadow Moses Cafe went down, we had like over 10,000 listeners, and
oh my God.
Yeah, it was
crazy. Realize it that much? 10,000.
It was crazy, and like we barely did any marketing. And now I'm like going balls to the wall in marketing, and my analytics are showing me that the trailer, which is barely 20 seconds, is like it's like 30 seconds long or something like that.
Yeah, it's
got over 500 listens already.
Damn.
And yeah, we're just waiting for that episode 1 to drop, baby. And then it starts.
I'm gonna say, like, I'm waiting for it too. It's like I'm like excited. Like, it's almost like Christmas. In
for
June,
me too,
in a way.
I can't wait to do the countdown.
But yeah, I want to say, like, I want to thank you again, Shaine, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Podcast. And I would say, like, for anybody who wanted to contact you, where can they reach you on social media?
So you can definitely reach me anytime at Shaine Hinnant on Twitter, HINNANT, Shaine Hinnant. And I'm also on TikTok under Shadow Moses Cafe. You can go look at my videos there. I'm starting to break down the iceberg I made like a year ago on TikTok, and I'm also promoting Shadow Moses Cafe on TikTok. And this is where a lot of our listeners are coming from, is from TikTok. So we just hit 1,000 followers too. So we were allowed to go live and put a link in our on our bio. So that really helped us out. moving on from that, you can also find me on YouTube under Mother Base Podcast Network. And I just upload the video files of our podcast there. But I'm planning on doing like some vlogs and stuff, maybe. I'm not sure. But like, I want to like just boost our presence a little bit more. So I'm starting to get more social media. And you can find us on Instagram under Mother Base Network on Instagram. So those are the 4 places you can primarily find me. I don't really share my Discord because like I only talk to my husband and the people on my my podcast team, but I'm also on Discord too, but like you're just gonna have to ask me for that one at a later date, I guess, if you really need it. But yeah, that's where you can find me, and I'm always open to chat. If you have a question, if you just want to talk to me, just let me know. I'm down to clown. So I know I keep saying that, but I've been saying that a lot.
I haven't heard that in a while. I used to tell it to people, and then they'd be like, do you know? Because it has like another meaning.
Like ICP, right?
Yeah, and I was like, no, not that. I was like, not that. Like,
no, I don't listen to them. I just like the phrase "I'm down to clown" because it rhymes.
Yep. Oh man!
But thank you so much for having me on. This was so fun.
It's been good talking to you.
Yeah, I'm so happy.